that they were willing to die to defend that lifestyle. A slaveholding minority morally corrupted a nation, and this legacy still haunts the country. According to historian John Hope Franklin, the founding fathers, by allowing slavery, set the stage for every succeeding generation of Americans to apologize, compromise, and temporize on those principles of liberty that were supposed to be the very foundation of our system of government and way of life. That is why this nation tolerated and indeed nurtured the cultivation of racism that has been as insidious as it has been pervasive. Professor Franklin asked, how could the colonists make such distinctions in their revolutionary philosophy? They either meant that all men were created equal, or they did not mean it at all. They either meant that every man was entitled to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, or they did not mean it at all. Patrick Henry, who had cried, "Give me liberty or give me death," admitted that slavery was repugnant to humanity, but obviously not terribly repugnant, for he continued to hold blacks in bondage. So did George Washington and Thomas Jefferson. This blatant hypocrisy poisoned both religion and the law. Every institution at the slaveholder's disposal was used to justify slavery. Instead of the slave owner being considered inhumane, the people he enslaved were. The legacy of racism has grown into perhaps the greatest internal threat that this country faces. John Hope Franklin aptly put it when he wrote, "Slavery weakened America's moral authority. It's amazing that despite living under the most inhumane conditions known to humankind, blacks contributed everything from agricultural inventions to medical breakthroughs to music. Enslaved artisans crafted incredible sculptures, designed beautiful buildings, and helped build a nation. Blacks preserved a culture and succeeded in passing down a legacy of music, language, food, religion, and a lesson in survival. We'll never know how many scientists, engineers, doctors, and artists were lost on the trip over the slave ships or after they arrived. Slavery taught America another lesson, one that it too often ignores. Blacks and whites worked together to create an anti-slavery movement that ultimately succeeded. Later, they fought and died together to force an end of slavery. Blacks and whites have worked throughout the nation's history for social justice. The lesson of cooperation must never be forgotten. While the painful side of slavery makes it difficult for many blacks to celebrate Juneteenth, it is the positive legacy of perseverance and cooperation that makes it impossible for others to ignore.
All right, bless us.
I thank God for this program this morning. After all this was done over the telephone, I tell you, Mama Jackie called them now, texting. You know how that thing, you text, email, Facebook, whatever. But I did it with them, and look at these babies. Look at these babies. Give them another hand. Come on now. And it's going to get better. I said it's going to get better. All right, Daniel Jackson. Come on, Daniel Jackson. Welcome.
All right, Daniel. All right, Daniel. Bless us. Bless us.
Standing Tall by Jamie McKenzie.
Yes.
Some kings ruled their kingdom sitting down, surrounded by luxury, soft cushions, and fans. But this king stood strong, stood proud, stood tall. When the driver told Rosa, move to the back of the bus. When the waiter told students, we don't serve your kind. When the mayor told voters, your vote don't count. When the sheriff told the marchers, get out of our streets, using fire hoses, police dogs, and cattle prods to move them along. This king stood strong, stood proud, stood tall, speaking of peace, love, and children, hand in hand, free at last, free at last.
Yes.
When some yell for violence, for angry revenge, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. He stood his ground, preaching peace. And when some spit out hate, he stood there smiling, preaching love, until it rolled like the sea across the land, sweeping away Jim Crow, breaking down the walls, ringing the bell joyfully for freedom, until standing on the mountaintop, they shot him, coldly, hoping to see him fall, hoping to put him away, to bring him low. But this king, even in death, even today, stood strong, stands proud, stands tall, and we remember.
Today I will be reading you a speech from our former Black President, Barack Obama. My fellow Americans, it has been an honor of my life to serve you. I won't stop. In fact, I'll be right there with you.
All right, come on now.
As a citizen, for all my remaining days, but from now on, whether you are young or whether you are young at heart, I do have one final ask of you. As your president, the same thing I asked when you took a chance on me 8 years ago. I'm asking you to believe, not in my ability to bring about change, but in yours.
Come on.
I am asking you to hold fast to that faith written into our founding documents, that idea whispered by slaves and abolitionists, that spirit sung by immigrants and homesteaders, and those who marched for justice, that creed reaffirmed by those who plant flags from foreign battlefields to the surface of the moon, a creed at the core of every American whose story is not yet written. Yes, we can. Yes, we did. Yes, we can. Thank you. God bless you. And may God continue to bless the United States of America.
All right.
Babe, I didn't leave you out there.
Oh, no.
Like you want to say something. But if you stand up and turn on the back up, you have our national anthem, lift every voice. If we can just do at least 3 lines of it, is that all right? Rest up on your feet. You need one, say something. Here we go, Juwan. I know you know it, don't you? Come on. Come on. Praise God. Praise God.
All right, Juana. Let's bless us. Come on, girl. Lead us out.
Come on, Michelle, move fast.
Michelle, move fast.
Lead us in the national anthem. Y'all, come on, move quickly.
Move fast. Swiftly. All right.
Silver could have